Hello, everybody. It's Kristen of Love Notary. I am so excited that you're joining us today because I have the hottest guest for the summer. She is the newest fiction author of her new book called Vixen Investigations, the Mayoral Affairs. And this is not just your everyday romance. This has some mystery in it, some twists and turns, some suspense. And I know that you're just going to love it, especially as you're going down the aisle and you're all in the mindset of love. Now, this takes a little bit of a different approach to love, but what I love at the end of the day is it tells us why we are all deserving of love and how we should expect to be treated in our relationships. So with that being said, I love to introduce you to my friend, Ashley Papa. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Kristen. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. I'm just so excited about your new book. It just published on Amazon or released on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, right? Over July 4th weekend. So it is still so brand new, and I'm sure you are super hyped up about it. I'd love to learn a little bit about your inspiration for writing this book.
Right. So the book deals with a private investigator, and her main job is to sniff out cheaters and philanderers. So I got the idea because, as you know, we've talked about it before. I write a lot of relationship columns on my website, ashleypapa.com. So I came up with this idea because, I have a love for investigative stories. I've gone through tons of dating mishaps, as well as have probably you and tons of men and women out there. And I combine all these ideas of having this female heroine who is a vow enforcer, and she goes out and she, having all these bad experiences herself in the dating world and seeing her friends getting, cheated on and hurt. She wanted to put an end to it. So she started this business, and now she is hired by men and women to, go after their suspected cheating spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, whomever. So that is her job. And she's out there to, put those cheaters to rest.
Sleuth them out. I was thinking about how, people commit crimes of passion. Well, she started her business of passion almost as relates to these crimes. So that's actually super interesting. And I can't wait to dive in to see how, Paige approaches all these situations. And you say that she looks for, I guess one of her approaches is looking for these red flags of a relationship. To help her kind of follow the path to figuring out the solution. So what are some of those red flags of relationships?
So there are a lot of red flags mentioned in the book that, a lot of her clients kind of miss because they're just so blinded by love. So like some of the common ones in the book and in real life are just like signs. Maybe your significant other is mixing up their schedule. So now they're not coming home at the same time anymore. Maybe they're going to the gym a lot more, or like working out a lot more for, a reason that doesn't have to do with just being fit. Like it's almost like they're trying to look good for someone and it's not you. Yeah. They might start wearing a certain perfume or cologne. They might even change like their underwear. I mean, these subtle things, like I know they seem like harmless, and probably most of the time they are. But they are signs and common signs amongst cheaters because they have someone else out there that they're trying to be a certain way for. So, Paige identifies these signs with her clients, and she kind of, sniffs out the signs. She does a little snooping and spying, and she has her, her assistant and even her friends that help her in this process to, kind of go undercover, help her go undercover a little bit. She's a social media. Social media is a big, way. There are tons of signs on social media that often get missed because we just, social media isn't as innocent as, you think. It's also a good tool in finding out, what's really going on. So Paige is all about using social media to sniff out some of these cheaters.
She's definitely using 2017 technology.
Oh, yeah.
So was any of Paige's personality, Would you say that this is sort of who you are as a person, or did you take on some different personality to create Paige?
Well, I like to say that Paige is a friend or a hero that I would love to be. I mean, I tried to make her, I wrote her in first person, so she is kind of like me, but to another extent, because there are things in there that I could never do. But I think, she's very strong, but she's had her share of heartbreak like I have, and like you have, and everyone has had. So it makes her more relatable. So while a lot of us might not be able to be as strong and like brave and daring as her, we can still relate to her on that level that, she was just able to use this heartbreak that she's had, and the empathy she's had for her friends who've experienced heartbreak, to turn it into this.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of people can also identify with the bravery and courage because when you get to the point where you're fed up and you just can't put up with it anymore, that's when you take the action. And I think it's so cool that Paige kind of found inspiration within her own story, or her own experience, her own dating experience, but then saw this altruistic point of view where she could help other people not put up with the cheaters. So how does Paige interact with her clients? So she's trying to, find out who the cheating partner is, but how does she work with the clients in order to do that?
Well, she relies on her clients a lot to provide as much information as possible, because they're kind of like the middle person between the cheater and, the like, and finding out like the real truth. So while she does develop an empathy for them at times, because she hates seeing somebody cheated on, she does have to keep her distance because they are her clients and it can interfere with the job that she's doing. So she does form a bond with her clients, and it's more of the clients forming a stronger bond with her, because in the end, they come to really appreciate and love her for what she's doing for them.
Sure. So let's go back to, 3 years ago, when you maybe had the idea for this book, or maybe you didn't. But how did you get interested on reporting on and, just writing about relationships? Because you've been doing this for quite some time, and you've talked to all of the different experts. You probably have become a secondhand expert yourself in relationships. What was the intrigue about this, relationships niche?
It's just something that we can all relate to. And I was just always fascinated by just hearing stories from friends and others of like what's going on, and reading studies and surveys of like what's really going on in the dating world. So, I try and think of all these topics of what I personally want to know. And, I do my interviews and I learn something myself. So transmit a lot of what I learned and what I wrote about into this book. So there are lessons in the book, and a lot of topics that I cover in my columns and my articles, I like transferred into. It's a common theme throughout this book as well.
Very cool. Well, you know what? I wanted to ask a couple more questions about this term, the vow enforcer, because you call Paige the vow enforcer, which is such a term that resonates with me over here at Love Notary, since I help people create their wedding vows. And gosh, I hope that they're able to stick to and commit to those wedding vows for a lifetime. So, but you termed Paige the vow enforcer. So what did that mean to you as you were writing with that in mind?
Well, that was actually one of the main things I wanted Paige to be. And like I came up with this idea because she's just sick of seeing people like that they say when they get married. And, those vows, word that you're going to commit to this person for the rest of your life. So, when she sees people, breaking these vows and the other partner getting hurt by them, like she's just had it. And she was out there to just get these have these vows be enforced. If you marry someone, if you commit to someone, then you really owe it to them. And along, what, in life, like you work through it, and that's part of, you know, the relationship. And some people just try and take the easy way out and hide things. And, you know, Paige doesn't stand for that.
So at the end of the day, Paige stands up for love. That's great.
Yes.
That's the best theme ever. So before we leave, I want to tell everybody again to go get your copy of Vixen Investigations. It is available on Amazon and barnesandnoble.com. Is that right, Ashley?
Yep, it's on Amazon. It's on Barnes & Noble. You can even, it's linked on my website, ashleypapa.com. Yeah, it's out there and it's officially for sale. And it's a very fast read. Chances are you will have it finished, you know, leave your beach vacation.
Yes, I was just about to say, I'm going to the beach this weekend, and guess what? It's coming with me. I just, you know, I want to read a really quick quote about Ashley's book. So this is from Dr. Robbie Ludwig. She is a psychotherapist, quite famous, and she has put out this review of Ashley's book, which says, Ashley Papa's Vixen Investigations has all the elements you want in a story. It's got intrigue, glamour, and an admirable, charming star character, and seductive and captivating plotline to make the narrative even more enticing. So after I read that, who wouldn't want to go pick this book up? Thank you so much, Ashley, for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I hope everyone is going to love reading this as much as I do.
Thanks, Kristen. I hope everyone does too.
Okay, talk to you again later. Thanks again.
Bye.